guys, Sword Prepper here. Today's video is going to be a little different. I wanted to talk about being the prospect of being cancelled and freedom of speech and all that good stuff. You know, all the things that America was built on. Freedom of speech, all that good stuff. Either way, I received a notification from this platform that last night I think it was, that one of my videos had been taken down because I had said something that the platform didn't exactly agree with. It wasn't anything bad or anything, but the platform didn't agree with it. It was something about I said something about the president, I think, and so the platform debunked that video, said, misinformation. We don't do that. So yeah, we're trying to keep the platform, you know, family friendly. So you can't be on here. Mind you, YouTube has some pretty M-rated videos on here. Pretty dark videos on here, and inappropriate videos as far as inappropriateness goes. Like all of that, it's got all of that on there. But you know, I said something that about the president that they disagreed with, so you know, take the video off. Anyway, that's either here or there. I expected no less from this platform. I'm gonna make a Patreon soon, I hope, and yeah, then you guys can catch me over there, and I'll be letting out a lot of good content, more interactive content than this. I'm trying to keep things on here level, but I want to produce a lot more hard content, boots on the ground content soon. Anyway, so if you say something out of line, if you say something, and I'm not just talking about this platform, I'm talking about the world we live in now. If you say something that's out of line, if you say something that doesn't agree with the main narrative, if you say something that is disrespectful to any certain party in the world we live in, then you're worthy to be cancelled. They'll take you off the air. They'll stop you. They'll shut you down. They'll cancel you. And this has become real. This has become something that it's average and it's normal in our society. We deal with it on a normal basis. But here's the thing, and it was the same with the people that weren't getting these, you know, those things right in there. They still are being treated wrong. It's just they kind of played it down in the news, but it's still happening. They treat you bad. They'll treat you as lesser because you didn't get this in your arm, so you're not worthy of being in the same store as the people that did get this in their arm. They'll try and kick you out. There's been stories of people calling the cops, stores, not just people, I'm talking about corporations, calling the police to escort people that haven't gotten this out, and that good stuff. But you see, the thing is, it's discrimination. It's total discrimination. My parents and I had an aunt that grew up in a race world school, so only black people over here, only white people over there. And I grew up with my aunt had to deal with that. She had to deal with being bussed way away to school because of the conditions of the racial parties in America at the time. So that's recent within my family's history. Like, it's not 100 years ago or anything. That's recent in my family's history. And then we got to a spot where, okay, it was all cool. That only lasted for about 50 years, if that. And now we've got discrimination again. It's on the rise. It's back. Doesn't take long. And if we don't discriminate against one thing, it'll just be the other. I always say that, you know, no offense against anyone, but the things that happened in this country to different races and different ethnicities and things was only because it wasn't isolated. It's not an isolated event. It happened all throughout history. Whoever's on top always is the one who controls things. Whoever's on top is the one who controls the narrative and all that. My main point with what I was saying is that they don't want people like you on here. They don't want people like me on this platform. They don't want people who are going to speak anything that is against the agenda on here. They don't want that. So they're going to use every instance they can to shut you down. They're going to use any instance they can to stop you from speaking. If you're going to say stuff that's out of line, they're going to kind of try to stop you. It's what people do. It's what dictatorships do. That's how they run, and we're seeing that today. So count on that. and it's gonna, like I said in the last video, a lot of things are hidden behind the internet. People fight battles behind the internet that don't really do anything, but soon these sort of policies, these YouTube policies and stuff that don't allow you to speak and say your mind and say what you think, these are going to come into reality. They're going to come into physical form soon. It's only a matter of time before these things become physical, take a physical form, and start manifesting in a physical form. Because your views aren't wanted in this new world anymore. We've moved past your views. Your views are old. We don't need them. And if you thought that you were gonna come on in this new day and age and just start saying stuff, try to bring your old views back, you're sadly mistaken. No, these people are gonna do everything they can to try and stop you. These people are gonna do everything they can to try and silence you, to get you out of the ranks, to get you out of the running, to make sure you're not a threat. Because every good word you say might fall on ears that needed to hear it. Every word, every encouraging word you say, everything that means something that you say, might fall on ears that need to hear it. And that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of you coming out and saying things that people needed to hear. Switching the minds of people. Turning them back, waking up the human in them. That's what they're afraid of. They don't want that. It's the same thing back in the slavery days, where most slaves weren't allowed to look into their master's eyes because they were afraid, and they admitted this, they were afraid that they would see, if their slave looked into the master's eyes, they would see something more than an animal. They would see human. The human would connect, and that's what they didn't want happening. So slaves weren't allowed to look into their master's eyes. This is exactly what's happening here. They don't want people waking up. They don't want you. They don't want me coming on here and waking people up, trying to do something worth doing. They don't want that. They want everybody indoctrinated. Sorry, but that's the case. Anyway, moving on. So, monkeypox. Look what we've got here. Apparently, monkeypox is reached all 50 states. Yes, you heard me correctly. It's throughout all of America, and it's causing people to worry. It's causing the scientists, it's causing the doctors to worry because, oh, it's spreading so fast and we can't do anything about it. We need to find a cure now, or we need to do something. It's already a public health emergency. They've already declared this thing a public health emergency. So it's only a matter of time before we start seeing some serious repercussions from this. Remember I said that. It's only a matter of time before we start seeing some measures taken to try and stop this monkeypox deal. Because they're not gonna. We've seen this before. We saw what happened with the C virus that happened in 2020. We saw that. We saw what happened there. We saw the measures they'll take. We saw the way they think to do their thing. And we saw that they won't hesitate to make you suffer because of policies that they think should go on. They won't hesitate to make you suffer. They'll shut your business down, make sure you go bankrupt if it means, well, for what they think is the greater good. Somebody commented on one of my videos, and they said, if somebody says it's for the greater good, remind them that freedom is the greater good. So if they come at you with, oh, you need to stay in your house, you need to listen to what we have to say, you need to abide by the rules we set because it's for the greater good and it's taking away your freedom, that's not the greater good at all. If they're trying to tell you that, oh, you need to stay inside for 7, 8, 10 days, 2 weeks, so we can do this thing and get this done, and they're taking away your freedom, they're trying to control you, they're becoming a communist party, communist state, then it's not the greater good. And if they said it was, they're lying to you just to make you feel good, just to tickle your ears. It's not the greater good. But yes, be sure that you're going to see some major repercussions from this monkeypox thing. It's already too big, guys. It's already too warriors. It's already in the news too much. They're plating this thing up way too much for it to just die. They're gonna go ahead, and it might not be as big as what happened in 2020. They might not do something to that extent, but they're definitely gonna make sure that they get some use out of this. Because remember, it's all connected. Everything is connected. Everything you see in the media, everything you see going on, everything that's happening like the monkeypox and polio, it's all connected. So they're going to use this. Prepare for them to use this at least a little. Not might not be much. I think it's going to be a lot, but even just to squeeze what they can out of it, they're going to do so. Another thing, polio. Polio is back on the rise. It keeps popping up in the news. Here's the funny thing about polio. They were supposed to have eradicated polio a while ago, like years ago. It was supposed to have been out of the planet, as in nobody was supposed to have it. It was supposed to be a dead disease, forgotten through history. But all of a sudden now it's coming back in the news. All of a sudden now people are talking about it again. All of a sudden people are getting it. How are these people getting a virus that doesn't exist? You see what I'm saying? It's not as if it was, well, they got rid of it, but you know, it's still here and there, and you know, it's still different places. No, they eradicated it. They made sure it was gone. They destroyed it. They did it. They played a genocide on it. They made it go extinct. But all of a sudden, it's back. Where is this virus coming from? This virus that does not exist. That's the point here. The point is that they're trying to bring back a dead virus, something that didn't exist. Where is it coming from? And why would they do this? There's more to all this than meets the eye. Get your houses in order. Get your preps in order. Get your mind in order. Time is coming. Real soon. Sooner than most people think, I think. Sooner than most people realize the time is going to be here. Where you'll have to choose if you're going to live in freedom or in captivity. If you're going to live on your own and do what you want, or live within their cities, in their dictatorship, and do what you don't want to do just to survive. Be fed on a plate, 2 meals a day, what they give you, and that's it. You can only have as many kids as they say. You can only do the things they say. Is that where you want to live, or you're going to live on your own? You have to come to a choice soon. The choice is going to have to be made soon. That's all there is to it. We've seen this all before. This is nothing new. Alright, warriors, stay out of the heat. Keep prepping. Get your mind in order. Get your spiritual life in order. Catch you in the next video.